Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Today I will show you how to become a great data scientist in 2024. So if you're just starting out in your journey and you see a bunch of videos and tutorials out there and you're kind of worried from where you should start, let me share with you a simplified approach and walkthrough on how to start your journey. As someone who has been a data scientist for the past 2 years, I have those fresh insights of just finishing my master's and just starting my professional journey. So how would I approach it if I had to start from scratch? And how is AI affecting the evolution of data science? As we all know, data science is quite a new job out there. It's been only 10 years or 12 years that data science exists as a job itself. Obviously, processing data was there way longer, but data science is quite a new field. So how would you approach and how would you start your journey in data science in 2024? First, you can't escape learning programming. That's one of the key functionalities of doing and manipulating data. You can't escape programming. I used to hate programming when I did my engineering degree. It was one of the things that I couldn't understand. The logic behind it was just scary. But obviously, when I shifted into computer science and then into data science, I had to start learning programming and master it in order to use it for my job. But as we see these days, there are tools, AIs, they can help you build some good programs, but still, you need to understand what's happening behind, you need to debug them, and you also need to understand the value that you're adding via programming. Because the programming itself is not just about writing a bunch of code and that's it. It's about maintaining that code. It's about that code adding some value to the business, as we're going to see in the next points. So number one is programming. I use Python. Some people use R. You can use a combination of them, but in data science in general, Python is the most widely used. Number two is learn about libraries used in data science, such as Pandas for all the exploration, the cleaning, analysis, NumPy working with arrays, Matplotlib or Plotly, Seaborn for visualizations. There are so many libraries that you should be familiar with and use them in your Jupyter notebooks or wherever you write your code, so that you take advantage of the tools already built instead of trying to figure out things from scratch and reinventing the wheel. It doesn't work like that. Use libraries, scikit-learn, Pandas, and all the libraries are available for you, and take advantage of them. One thing overlooked by many data scientists is the power of visualization and reporting. Many data scientists think that it's all about the code, it's all about building the best machine learning algorithm with the best accuracy. Yes, it's true. There is a lot of programming, machine learning involved, the best accuracy, but the power of visualization is important, and reporting as well. Let me tell you why. I've been working with a few clients for the past few months, and most of them, when I work with them, they are not tech oriented. And even if they are, they don't have an in-depth understanding of programming. They just want you to go and do your work and give them just the output. And for them, the output is a bunch of visuals with great descriptions in a nice report. That's it. They don't want to see you how you struggle debugging something, or how your code is fancy or big, or how many instructions you have in your code. They literally don't care. So just forget about all the technical part and always imagine yourself in the shoes of your clients, what they want, and what value your program or your analysis bring to their business. That's a critical part. So first, learn about programming, Python or R, whatever, it's your choice. Number two, be familiar with libraries and use them to your advantage. No need to reinvent the wheel and reinvent machine learning models from scratch. People did it for you. Use them. Number three, use the power of visualization and reporting. These are very, very important, especially working for clients. You will need to explain to them your findings in a simple way that they could understand, even if they're non-tech people. Now is the fun part, working on projects. So here, there is a lot of discussion about it. You see YouTube tutorials, they'll be like, okay, download this static data set from Kaggle and work on this project, do some data analysis, build a few machine learning models, and here you are, you're a data scientist. It's quite tricky, because yes, it's good for practice, and I started the same way. I used a bunch of static data, different fields, did some analysis, did some machine learning models, and I was happy. I'm like, okay, I'm killing it. But in reality, things are very different. Usually, first thing that you encounter in real life is that data is never as nice as you find it on Kaggle. It's usually unstructured. The data is raw. You have to get it yourself using APIs, and you have to structure it. And there's so much exploration and cleaning to do even before doing the analysis and the machine learning stuff. So yeah, that's one thing. You should do some static projects. If you're just starting out, yes, they're great. They give you that first sense of yeah, I can do it. I understand what I'm doing. You understand libraries, you program, you import your files, you treat them, you export them, you clean them, you do all these things. It's great. But at some point, you need to go a step ahead and think of a project maybe that you're interested about. Maybe you like football or basketball, tennis, or whatever thing you like. Go and get the data from there. Use a scraping tool or use an API to extract the data. Get it, explore it, clean it. It will give you way more insights into the real world projects. And this is way more valuable than only working on static projects. So my recommendation on how to become a great data scientist in 2024. First, learn programming. Second, learn all the libraries available to you and use them to your advantage. Use Pandas, use NumPy, use Matplotlib, use Plotly, use scikit-learn, TensorFlow. Use all of these, be familiar with them, do some research. YouTube is full of amazing resources to learn each one of them. Do some projects, do some static projects with static data sets from Kaggle, then go to something a bit more in depth, get some unstructured data, try to structure it. There is an importance of really understanding SQL or using Pandas for your data cleaning. And also, there's one thing that is really important that I want to share with you here is the importance of doing machine learning end-to-end projects. Usually what you see on internet is static projects, and they use a few machine learning models, either classification or regression, supervised and unsupervised, all of these things, clustering. They're cool, and they give you the work on accuracy or the ones that have less error and stuff. But in real life, you don't just give a Jupyter notebook or a bunch of code to your employer or to the client and you say, oh, I have the best accuracy, the best model accuracy. That's not the case, because your Jupyter notebook or your piece of code has zero business value until it is deployed and it is used by the business to generate income or to generate some useful information that could potentially generate income. So just change your way of thinking about data science. Data science is not a static data set with a static Jupyter notebook that no one will ever use. It's good to start learning, but in real life, it's different. Usually the data is not as structured as you imagine. And if you build a machine learning model, you have to deploy it. You can either deploy it on the cloud or use some tools available for you, like HopsWorks and other tools as well. So keep this in mind. One thing that I really wanted to mention before finishing this video is the importance of building your soft skills. Why is that? The AI is growing rapidly. It's crazy how these tools are evolving. And these days, ChatGPT, especially GPT-4, can do the whole data analysis for you. You just input your CSV file, you put a bunch of good prompts, and here you are. It does most of the work for you. It doesn't do everything, but it really replaces 80% of the things that you usually do manually yourself. So it sounds scary. Yes and no. Yes, if you're the type of person who only relies on previous learning, you're not willing to improve, not willing to learn, not willing to follow what's new in the AI world, not willing to try things, not willing to use these tools for your own benefit. For example, if you know you have a tool like GPT-4 that could accelerate your workflow by 80%, you'll be like, why would I miss something like this? Obviously, you always need to have the critical thinking. You know, you should be guiding the AI, not the AI giving you whatever and you just copy paste it, which is completely wrong. So what I advise you is invest in soft skills. As I told you, working with people, you're selling yourself, not just your knowledge, but yourself as a person, what value you add. A great data scientist is not just a programmer, it's someone who adds value to the business. So you need to understand what's happening in the business, you need to understand the need of the company, and you need to have a vision on how you can give them things that could improve the business. It's not just about doing a bunch of code, static data set, put a few machine learning models, and here you have 99% accuracy. This is not how it works. So invest in soft skills, be aware of what's happening in the AI world, be up to date, keep reading, keep learning. This is the only way you can always be relevant in this field. So this is how you can become a great data scientist in 2024. Is learn to program, use Python or R or whatever it's best for you. Learn the libraries that are available for you. No need to reinvent the wheel. Use Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Scikit, TensorFlow, all of this library, use them. Number 3, don't neglect the power of visualization and reporting. You're working usually for non-tech people. The stakeholders, the clients, they only want a report that summarizes your findings. They don't want to see complex code. 4, invest in soft skills. Communication, networking, all these things are important. Having a growth mindset, being aware, being the best version of yourself. People really value these things. And number 5, stay up to date with the AI news and AI evolution. You can use it for your own benefit, and you will never let anyone go above you or replace you. That's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed these topics, please click on the subscribe button, and I hope to see you on the next video.